Back to the phones. Best show. Hello.
Yes, hello. I'm looking for Tom Schlor, Schilf? No. Tom Shrep.
Mm-hmm.
Stilf. Oh, this is it. Tom Stinkleton. Do I have that right?
No. Scharpling.
Oh, yes. Okay. I mispronounced that. Okay. Tom, this is Detective Samuel Rimshodt of the Newbridge Police Department. How are you doing tonight?
Good. I'm good. What is your name again?
Samuel Rimshodt. It's spelled Rimshodt.
Okay, that's because it was like rim shot, like a rim shot on a drum set, but that's a different thing.
Yes. I mean, I doubt that there's one I haven't heard. You know, I used to get a lot of Slim Jim Phantom jokes when I was in high school.
People always throwing it back to the Stray Cats, huh?
Absolutely, yeah. He had that stripped down kid.
He really did. I always remember when they did that one song. He's like, "Can't learn nothing in school. You can't blah blah blah." Like, but I guess that's all their songs. He did that.
Hard to do a lot with that kind of instrumentation, a bass drum and a snare drum and a cymbal, you know, and what do they call it, a doghouse bass? Is that what they call that? Big bass?
The big old hollow bass, the big old acoustic bass,
Yeah.
whatever you call it.
Yes, yeah.
And who played that again? That was what was the name of the?
I'm going to let you hang out to dry on this.
The fellow who played that was, I want to say, don't. Let me see if I can guess. Brian Seltzer,
okay.
Slim Jim Phantom, something Slick or something. Keith Slick was the bass player for Stray Cats.
Oh boy!
I'm sorry, Detective. I wasn't expecting to talk about the Stray Cats tonight, but
please show Lee Rocker some respect.
Lee Rocker, that's right. And he would always do that thing where he'd like climb on his own bass and like play it.
Choose your own adventure, right?
Yes, it really is like choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
So
well, look,
Detective Rimshodt.
I have very, very important things to talk to you about, and I can't be sidetracked with this rockabilly trifle. Okay.
I apologize.
Okay. Now, I know you're not in New Jersey right now, but I just wanted to get some additional information from you about the car accident that you witnessed on, September 10th, 2017. I know that's a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I know you gave a full report the night it happened, but some new information has come to light, and we just need to follow up on that. And basically what's going on, the driver of that Niptal bus, I'll never get used to saying that. I just think that's the worst name for a public transportation division. It's like, why not call it the Newbridge Intercity Public Transportation Association? You know, it's like they went out of their way to make it weird by calling it a league, Niptal. I don't know. It's weird to me.
I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, the driver of the Niptal bus, it's come to light that he might have been under the influence of this substance called the beach that was a big party favor about 5 or 6 years ago in Newbridge before it was banned because it basically turned people into literal sand. I'm not sure if you read those stories or not, but
oh yeah.
So basically, that's opened up a whole new can of worms here, and we have to go back through all the testimony and just kind of get everything up to date. So I think you can understand that, right?
I follow. Yeah, I'm happy to help.
Okay, now thank you. That means a lot. The night this occurred, you stated that you were not under the influence of anything, but you had several butterscotch sucrets earlier that night due to a scratchy throat. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
I just note of that. I'll tell you, sometimes those scratchy throats can be the precursor to something very deadly. So, you got to be aware of that. You got to kind of catch those when they're starting. My understanding is that the illness that killed former Russian President Michael Gorbachev a few months ago also started as a sore throat. So you gotta. I'm just glad you're okay.
Michael Gorbachev.
Yes.
Mikhail Gorbachev, I think, but it's
who?
I look. I might be getting this one. I might be getting this one wrong.
Yeah, I think we're talking about two different people.
Probably. That's what it sounds like to me too. So I apologize.
Yeah.
Please go ahead, detective.
Okay. Well, honestly, I started to have my doubts about this bus driver when I heard him pronounce the word picture as pitcher. And I know that's very petty, but yeah, I think that's a massive red flag.
Pitcher, saying pitcher.
Yeah, like I saw a picture of him, and it's like, what are you talking about? I just, I don't know. That's on me, I guess. But Tom, can I ask what you do for a living now? The occupation detective Bradenton, who was the officer you originally talked to, had your occupation down as clown. Is that still correct?
Clown? No, that's not. It's never been accurate. Clown. Yeah. No, I mean I work in. I'm as a day job. I write.
Okay.
Yeah, so I do stuff like that. Clown though, is that the kind of thing that this other detective could have been like? Is that like an is he editorializing a little bit in there?
I don't know. He has clown ? That's what he wrote there. Now, where am I talking to you now? I was kind of confused because I dialed the number that I was given, but it was like I was told the host will be with you soon. What exactly does that mean?
Well, I'm doing a show. I'm doing a internet radio show that's also a podcast.
Oh wow! Like what? Like Eddie Trunk and Joe Rogan and Adam Carolla, those guys?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just cut from the same cloth.
Awesome. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Those are my dudes, and I pretty much get all of my news nugs from those three.
Sure. No, I'm doing something a little different than they do, but it would be the same way that they do it.
Oh, do you play records at all?
Yeah, now and again we play a few records in a show.
Oh, that's cool. I love music. I like all kinds of music. I like everything from like I don't know, Pearl Jam to the Foo Fighters.
So you that's is that the range of the music you like?
Well, that's the current stuff. Yeah, I mean, they're the only two bands playing rock and roll at this point, or at least that's what I've been led to believe.
The Foo Fighters and Pearl Jam.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's well, there are other bands doing it too, but those are two of the bands doing things, not the only two doing it. But look, those are popular bands. People love them.
Okay. It's interesting. Speaking of bands, my boss, Commandant Harrops, he has a very funny story about busting a rock band back in the 80s. It was two bands, actually.
Okay. What do you remember which bands?
Yes, one band was called the Smithereens, and the other band was called the Del Lords, and they were playing a show at Los Amigos in the back room when they used to have concerts there, and both bands, I guess there were 8 members, got into a giant physical fight over who could name every episode of Car 54, Where Are You? Mayhem.
Sure, that sounds like something that the Smithereens and the Del Lords would get into a fight over.
Yeah, very, very crazy. And speaking of stripped down vintage rock and roll and fighting,
okay,
my grandpa Zeb, he used to manage Sergeant Barry Sadler. Do you remember him?
Sergeant Barry Sadler was at the Ballad of the Green Berets.
Yes, good memory. You go deep. He was a real life sergeant, and he had this monster #1 spoken word single in, I think it was 1966, called "The Ballad of the Green Berets."
Mm-hmm.
And it was this massive hit. It was probably the only pop record most people over 50 at that point ever bought. You know what I mean? Because it was kind of had some backing music, and he was talking about the Ballad of the Green Berets over time. But anyway, apparently Barry became a total diva when the song took off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was nuts. So my grandpa said that when that song became massive, he immediately booked this tour for Sergeant Sadler, and he was so big that Barry demanded that he headline the tour. And the two of the other groups on this tour were the Rolling Stones and the Supremes. Can you believe that?
So what was the tour again?
It was a Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
The Supremes, probably 2 or 3 other, fairly
sure, low, maybe
might have had
local hits, or
Vandals, or exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a band that had a number 8 single in Wilmington, Delaware, or something.
Sure, yeah. So, and then who else was on the bill? Was Barry,
the Supremes also.
The Supremes on the bill
at that point.
Yeah.
Yes. So Barry Sergeant Sadler, he insists on headlining, and he causes all these problems because he had no charisma. And my understanding is the other performers on the tour just had it out for him.
So it's amazing to consider this as a city by city tour, where you have the Supremes, the Rolling Stones, other small bands, mid-sized bands, and Sergeant Barry Sadler,
yes,
with a song that is not a rock song by any stretch.
No.
It's a spoken word kind of march type thing, whatever you'd call it.
Yeah.
So he insisted he'd headline.
Yeah, and of course, everybody was leaving by the time he went on, and but he wouldn't not headline, and by this point, 4 shows in, the other acts have had enough, and apparently one day Keith and Bill from the Stones, they somehow got a hold of Barry's uniform, and they took it to a local tailor, and they got him to make it half a size smaller. They took everything in, a little bit though.
Yeah.
And so then a couple of days later, they did it again, another half size. And so as this is going on, Sergeant Sadler thinks he's putting on all this weight. How am I not fitting into my uniform?
Yeah.
And so they do it again, one size smaller. So now he's really packed into this thing. And so he stops eating everything except broccoli for a week. But they keep taking the uniform in to get taken in, and I don't know why he just didn't at some point just say, I'm not leaving this uniform out of my sight, but he did. Like he would.
Yeah,
He
why
would end
would?
up getting taken air. I don't know.
Well, we just
It's
leave
so
it on a
weird.
hanger somewhere, like.
Yes. Yeah. He was leaving on a hanger, and then I guess he's such a big shot at that point. He expected everyone to just like clean up after him after
Just
the
like,
show. So,
like you picture him saying to like a PA or a gopher or whatever, saying like just like, and you get that uniform to Tucson for the show on Wednesday.
Yeah, and so the Stones know this at this point, and so they would just take it, and so he's eaten so little, and I guess he wasn't drinking anything either, so he had to be hospitalized for physical exhaustion and malnutrition. I think it was in Biloxi, so he's taken off the tour, and because he can't do anything anymore, and he's replaced by another military act.
Which one?
Captain Mike Blorp and the Machine Guns.
Captain Mike Blorp.
Yes.
And the Machine Guns.
And the Machine Guns, yes. And apparently one of the Machine Guns was maimed during a sound check when his guitar gun went off in his face.
Well, that's very unfortunate.
Crazy times back then,
Those were like Lou Reed said, those were different times.
Absolutely, yeah. Riding in a AMC Pacer. Those were different times.
Stutz Bearcat. Jim.
No, I thought it was AMC Pacer. Oh, I thought he was saying jam, like let's jam. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
No, he's saying riding in a Stutz Bearcat, Jim.
Oh, Jim. I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So apparently, decades later, Keith Richards and Bill Wyman sue Stephen King when his book Thinner comes out because it resembled their prank so closely. Isn't that weird?
So they sued Stephen King, and which members it was Keith Richards and Bill Wyman.
And Bill Wyman. You don't see kind of like palling around much, but I guess they kind of bonded over this prank.
It's hard to picture him being fun at all.
No. Yeah, no, I think he was addicted to, sexual intercourse. If you read his book.
Yeah. Might as well face it, I'm addicted to sexual intercourse.
Sexual intercourse. That was the original demo. I've heard it.
Robert Palmer's hit, Addicted to Sexual Intercourse.
Yes, yeah. Remember his album Sneaking, what was it called? Sneaking Sally Through the Alley? Remember
yes.
That?
Yeah.
It was really called Having Sex with Sally in the Alley, and that was too much.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it's he might be the most erotically ramped up performer of all time.
Yes, who seems kind of low key though too, right? It's like he was a complex dude from what I hear. Covered New Day Rising,
and yeah, he did. And I think he gets away with it. What's that?
No, I just said that. That's pretty out there.
No, it's really out there. I think because he seems classy and he's wearing a suit, that
exactly
people are just like, oh, he seems like a gentleman. But meanwhile,
yeah,
if he was just wearing street clothes, you'd be like, that's the horniest human alive.
Yes, yeah, and it makes you think, what if Brian Ferry sang "I F everything I K"?
Well, that would be, yeah. That'd be a different kind of Brian Ferry.
Yeah. So getting back to this, Bill and Keith did lose that suit, because it was the reverse. It was actually Thinner with someone getting thinner. But Barry Sadler also sued Stephen King when the film Thinner came out, and he won.
Really?
Yes, yes. He got a with inspiration from in the credits and a temporary WGA membership. So that was kind of cool.
Well, that is cool. That's all's well that ends well, I
Yeah.
guess.
Well, it didn't end super well because in '69 he put out this psychedelic album. It was called Sergeant Sadler Melts Your Mind.
So he was, I guess, when the odes to the military dried up, he had to kind of change with the times, is what you're saying.
Yes, yeah, and the album was produced by Dickie Peterson from Blue Cheer, and the first single was called "Flipping on Doses in the Barracks."
Oh, that's an intense.
Yeah.
That it sounds like that goes counter to what Barry Sadler would have been generally promoting. Not he was celebrating the military with his first song, and now he's celebrating them dropping acid in the military.
Yeah, yeah. And apparently he was still completely straight laced. Like he had no drug experience. So basically, it's very disingenuous, his performance on that song in particular, because it's like, he's screaming and stuff, and it's like most doses aren't that bad as far as I've seen. I don't know. Anyway, the counterculture did not buy it, so that was kind of the end of his recording career. So that's
sure. Well,
how that ended.
He got further than most.
He did. He did. And, I write songs when I'm off duty.
When you're off duty, you write songs. Like what kind of song?
I jam on a Taylor by myself, on the back deck. And I'm actually halfway done a new song right now. It's kind of like a Tom Petty thing, but with a heavy social commentary vibe. I don't actually have the mother acts with me.
Okay.
Yeah, but
okay.
I can sing a little bit for you. It's something like bow bow zap bow 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 dun, 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 dun. Some of these shorts these gals are wearing look like underpants. The song is called "How I See Things," and that's just like a sample of it.
Sure. So that's okay. Well, that's a very powerful, a very specific statement.
Yeah, well, it's how I see things. But hey, so you no longer live in Newbridge, or you're kind of bi-coastal? Is that correct?
Yeah, I go back and forth.
Okay, well, I'll tell you one thing: things have not gotten any less crazy around here since you moved to Beverly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Since I moved to where?
Yeah. Like Beverly. I didn't move to Beverly Hillbillies.
No, I'm not in Beverly. I'm not. Okay. I'm not in Beverly Hills though.
You can say you are. It's fine.
But I'm not.
Okay. All right. Well, you remember the Monroe family, right?
Oh, of course, Reggie and yeah.
All those crazy kids and cousins, and they all get in trouble like on a daily basis. Anyway, Reggie's son Slayer. Actually, Slayer is his middle name. His first name is I can't say. His first name is Effing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, please don't.
So we'll call him Slayer.
Okay.
Anyway, Slayer just carried on the Monroe family tradition by being the first person thrown off the first episode of a reality show. Crazy.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. It's pretty awful, and I will say though Slayer didn't get caught white-waddling his hand like his dad did, he did do something just as offensive.
Oh my God! What did he do?
Well, the show in question, it's an HBO program. It's called F-Boy Island. I don't know if you've heard of this or not.
I have, yes.
Yeah, it's hosted by Fame's Nikki Glazer, and unless this is a Quad X radio show, I really can't go into too much detail about his sickening display, but I will say that it involved an iguana, a pressure washer, and an entire jar of strawberry flavored creatine. Oh,
Well, I did not know creatine came in different flavors. That's intriguing.
yeah. Oh, yeah. There's all kinds of flavors. I've tried all of them.
What are we talking? Chocolate, vanilla. You mentioned strawberry.
Boysenberry.
Well, that's
Boston cream.
Boston cream.
Yeah, it's a wild one. Boston cream is one. Gooey buttercream.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. And so I do it all the time. I can barely fit into my bulletproof vest at this point. I've got like a quad XL.
Yeah, you sure that somebody's not tightening up on you?
I wonder. Oh, those guys. I wonder. Now I'm wondering. Oh my God. Oh, if they did, I'm gonna be slapping their asses with towels tonight at the barracks. But yeah. So anyway, he gets kicked off the show, and Flair was heartbroken because he was fully prepared to win this season, and he had all that suave talk all ready to go. Like, it's like, I think we have like a good connection, and I'd like be like very excited to explore that connection and like compare love languages and stuff. And I promise I'll never let you down, and I'll always be there for you. Like, so, I think he would have won it.
Well, sure. Well, that's if he's speaking as authoritatively as that.
Right? Yeah.
I don't know how he couldn't have cleaned up.
I know. That's game. A player, total player. But hey, Tom. Speaking of while we're gabbing about TV,
yeah.
What's that one show Adam Scott isn't in?
The evening news.
Okay, that is it. Yes.
He's not in that. And I think there's a glass blowing show on Netflix he's not on.
No, he is. I saw it.
He is.
I saw the episode.
He's on Blown Away.
He's not bad. He's good. He's pretty good. Has like the heat to blow ratio pretty dialed in.
Okay. That's one of those shows. The glass blowing show has like a host that is supposed to represent the people that don't know about glass blowing, and he'll ask the dumbest questions to the experts. He'll be just like, "So what? So the glass is not hardened yet. Like that'll just turn into regular glass?" And they're like, "Yes."
Pretty. Yeah, they're so mad.
Yeah, they're just like, "Yes, that will be regular glass." They'd be like, "So that's a good glass I could drink a glass of water out of."
Oh,
yes, it is.
Things get greenlit. I understand, something like, is it cake getting picked up again? But I don't know.
Well, no, who couldn't? I mean, it's the question of our time. Is it cake?
It is. It is.
Is that bowling ball made of cake?
Could be. I'd eat it regardless. Sometimes I'm so hungry.
Yeah. So you.
Oh, hey, speaking of it. Yes.
No, go ahead, detective.
Oh, I was going to say, speaking of video entertainment, my brother Brian was in a movie.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
What movie was your brother in?
It was called The Warriors Part 2.
Though I didn't know there was a sequel to The Warriors.
Most people don't know that. It barely came out. I think it came out in '89. It looked at where some of the Warriors ended up 10 years later, and I will say, incredibly dry, like really uninteresting, 3 hours long, and that was mostly because Alan Pakula directed it.
Who Alan Pakula was known for? I'm drawing a blank here. I know the name.
Like To Kill a Mockingbird, All the President's Men, Pelican Brief. Clute, stuff like that.
So it's
you
very.
can see it's a weird mix.
That's a weird mix to go from Walter Hill to Alan Pakula.
Yeah.
So is it a lot more talky?
No. Oh yeah, all talking, no violence, no action, horrific timeline problems. Takes place in '89, but there's a scene where one of the warriors is running the door at a Misfit show at CB's, and he gets into a fight with Harley Flanagan. That last part is absolutely conceivable, but of course the Misfits broke up in '83, and they never played CB's, so that's a major gap.
That's a huge blunder.
Yeah. Also, one of the baseball Furies gets drafted by the Mets, and he becomes a hotshot star. And there's this incredibly long, super boring storyline where he goes into therapy to find out who he is under the face paint and the pinstripes, which, now that I think about it, was the original concept of Kiss's Dress to Kill album.
The idea of going beneath the makeup.
And the pinstripes, because if you'll recall, they're wearing ill-fitting suits.
That's right. That's what I missed. I'm sorry. I haven't looked at a lot of Kiss album covers lately. I'm forgetting that
that's just bad.
That I'm not staring at a Kiss album cover?
Not staring, but one should look at one a day, I would think. I don't know.
I should look at one Kiss album cover a day. For how long?
Everybody should. I don't know. Just take it in for 7 seconds or something. I don't know.
Oh, only just a few seconds.
Enjoy.
Okay.
Yeah, just to enjoy. Hey, speaking of my brother again, he also acted in several erotic films.
I did not know. I don't know who you are. I didn't know you had a brother. I didn't know he was in The Warriors Part 2. So I didn't also know that, because I was in the middle saying, "Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know any of this."
Well, you wouldn't have known this because he acted in those things under a different name.
Okay. Well, what was? Tell me about that, please.
The name he acted under was Don Felther.
Don Felther.
Felther. Yeah, I think you get it right.
If this is what I think it is, that's a porn parody name referencing Don Felder from the Eagles.
That's 100% correct. And my brother actually received a golden weenie for his performance in Everyone Loves Ramming.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
No, that's impressive and good for him. I hope he treasures it.
He does. And he did shoot a few Eagles themed spankers to capitalize on his name, but the porn population wasn't really interested in seeing those films.
Who would have thought that that the porn community would not embrace Eagles porn parodies?
I know. Are you interested in hearing a few of the titles? I don't. No,
I really am. No, I am. Please, I would love it more than anything.
I shouldn't.
I'm begging.
No,
you.
I shouldn't.
Detective, I'm asking you politely, please.
I won't.
I'm going to ask one more time, please.
Okay. Well, there were 4 of them. The long one, one of these thighs, Take It Sleazy, and I think his best one was Penis Full Easy Feeling. What?
That's.
And I'll tell you, that last one was so bad, I literally arrested my brother for appearing in it.
On what grounds?
Flagrant. I think I called it flagrant unacceptability. So it's wide-reaching. It covers a lot.
It seems like one of the charges that you cops would charge somebody with, and then knowing you're just wasting their time, that they're never going to get convicted of flagrant unacceptability.
Oh yeah, I do it. I do it pretty much every day. Just
Of
if
course.
I don't know if I do see someone I don't like. I don't like their jacket or something.
Uh-huh.
You know.
No, that's not.
It's fine because
It's
like you
not
said,
fine.
they never get convicted.
Yeah, but you only
Anyway,
waste.
so,
How much time would you say you could waste of somebody's?
7 months.
Oh, yeah, then it's nothing. It's fine. It's fine. You're only
Right?
charging
So,
them with causes, with things that you know are not going to stick just to waste their life.
well, it's usually not on their permanent record, so it all washes out. Hey, have you seen this new DB Cooper doc on Netflix?
I haven't watched it yet. No.
Oh, it's good. It's good, and they pretty much know who did it. I'm not going to say who it is because that would be a spoiler, but honestly, I'm not so sure.
You're not sure if that's who did it, is what you're saying. That they imply in the movie.
Me. Yes. All right. You didn't hear it from me. Okay.
Okay.
I work with an officer who was a member of the Seattle police force.
Okay.
And he said he's seen official paperwork verifying that D.B. Cooper was Jimi Hendrix.
Well, that's the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my life. I don't know how that could be.
Well, think about it. He was from that part of the country. He knew it well.
Mm-hmm.
He knew the terrain.
Okay.
He was a paratrooper in the Army. He was
True.
a paratrooper. So
okay.
he had the skills. And this was never reported, as far as I know. They found a calf-high purple velvet fringed moccasin boot near where they found some of that discarded money.
Well, that's something. It's not nothing,
right?
So
there's the small issue of Hendrix possibly having died 2 months before in London, but stranger things have happened, right?
I can't rule it out. I actually can't rule that out.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I gotta say, docs are pretty much my jam. That's pretty much all I really watch. I love that. Have you seen the one that Werner Herzog did about 10 years ago called Grizzly Man? I love that one. It's so spooky.
Yeah, I saw it when it came out.
Oh, so scary. And what's wild is that bear, and I imagine most of the bears in that movie, to this day, don't even know they were ever in a movie. Probably, right?
That's very true. Those bears were just living their life.
Yeah. But I mean, imagine like some PA trying to get release forms from them. I mean, that's pretty dangerous.
Well, I think that would be extremely dangerous if you needed to get release forms from an animal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, that would be a wildly risky proposition.
Very, very, because they have some of those fingernails those bears have. They're very scratchy.
Yes, very scratchy fingernails.
They are. They are. Hey, speaking of FPs, I've come in contact with a couple famous people in my work over the years.
Okay, like who?
Well, sometimes when you're off duty, you pick up extra dough doing security. And once I did security for Suzanne Summers. Pretty cool, right?
That's pretty cool. You did security for Suzanne Summers.
I did. She was in Newbridge, and she was shooting an episode of that short-lived Shout Network show, Murder, She Wrote. Do you remember that?
I remember the name. I don't know if I ever watched episodes of it. I do remember that show, though.
It was about a former equestrian champion who I think she got struck by lightning or something, and she was standing next to a Viking burial ground when that happened, and she gets this power, and she solves crimes while on horseback, and the horse's name is obviously Murder. So
that's right.
What that was.
I did watch that show.
So yes, it had some good guests. Jackie Earle Haley was on it once, and I think Kirk Hammett was on it once. He played a guitar teacher who was accused of impaling his students with the headstock of his Jackson Ripper.
Kirk Hammett from Metallica.
Yes, yeah, terrible actor. Apparently, he couldn't remember a single line, and they had to just whenever they would show him speaking, it would be from over his shoulder. So it was all reaction.
Sure, that kind of thing where they need to just he's such a bad actor that you can't show. You can hear it, but they will not show because his face would betray just how bad of an actor he is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Speaking of the Beverly Hillbillies, Max Bear Jr., same thing. That you never saw his face uttering a line.
Jethro?
Yeah.
He's just that bad of an actor, right?
Yeah. Oh no, I just looked that up and I'm 100% wrong. Anyway, so yeah, I was wrong on that one. But so getting back to Miss Summers, so I'm guarding her door at the Chateau Marmite, and at one point she comes out of her room, and basically she's wearing this leotard, and she's glistening with perspiration because she was in the middle of a Thigh Master session. Remember the Thigh Master?
Do I? Yeah. No, I remember those. That was the exercise device they sold on infomercials.
Yeah, I guess you put it between your legs, and I guess it was supposed to like strengthen, your thighs as you kind of went, over and over again.
Yeah,
and it was very successful. But they had another very not successful version of that for men called the Haunch Factory. I don't know if you remember that.
That's ringing a bell. I might have seen that in one of those as seen on TV stores that would be at the mall.
Yeah. Yeah,
Haunch.
I remember who the Haunch Factory. I'm trying. The pitch person was who was it again? It was it's on the tip of my tongue.
I know who you're talking about. Oh my God, this is going to drive me nuts.
It was. I know it was.
What was his name?
If you said it, I would instantly know it.
Oh, I'm trying to think. What was that guy's name?
It was Sean Rutherford, who at that point was the highest ranked indoor tetherball champion. That's who it was.
That's right. Yes.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe it took us that long to remember that.
I know, because he was so famous. It was like the Michael Jordan of back then.
Of tetherball.
But this product was terrible, and several dudes were killed using it. And it was so bizarre because even though there was nothing flammable on the Haunch Master, it would sometimes ignite if you used it too robustly.
A very sensitive piece of equipment.
Yes. So, anywho, Miss Summers, she's standing there in the doorway, and she asked if I would get her a big bottle of water. And, it's like, I'm speechless because it's like, oh my God, it's like, I had a poster of her on my wall when I was younger. And it's like, I think at one point I even said, hamina, like 13 times. And, all I can say is thank God, I got her the water and she went right back in her hotel room because I tell you, I was about to liquidate my inventory.
Ew.
And so.
That's rough.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, it's a long shift. Sometimes, I'll tell you, sometimes this job it's pretty exhausting. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just got to stick it out for a few more years until retirement, and then I can realize the dream I've had for so long.
And what is the dream?
Detective Sam's Pizza Can?
Detective... What? Pizza? What did you say?
Detective Sam's Pizza Can. Why?
Detective Sam's Pizza Can. C-A-N?
Yeah.
Weird. I didn't know. What is a pizza can?
Well, you know how a lot of times pizza's really messy. You know, you got the sauce going everywhere and the cheese is going
Sure.
everywhere, and you're
Sure.
constantly wiping your hands from the grease, and it's throwing napkins everywhere. And it's like, I just figured, what if you ate the pizza in the trash can?
Like you go into the garbage that you're inevitably going to throw the thing into to start?
Yeah, yeah. Our pizza cans, it's the shape of an actual garbage can, a classic garbage can. Not one of those pebbled garbage cans that you see now that I find very offensive. But, and there's various sizes, one for one person or two people, or, a six-top can, so, you can have a whole party in a can, and I don't know. I just think it's a great idea.
There's something there. I gotta say, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
No, I think so. Man, I'm always looking for investors. If you got to spare, I don't know, 400,000 or something.
I don't have $400,000 laying around.
All right. Hey, speaking of food, what are you going to eat for Halloween?
Some candy.
Oh, cool. Same.
Yeah.
What are your favorites? Name your top 10.
Top 10: Snickers, Milky Way, Milk Dud, Junior Mints, Junior Dads. What else do I like? Mr. Good Bar, Mr. Bad
Never
Bar,
had Uncle
Crackles.
Good Bar. It was very short-lived. Uncle Good Bar.
Uncle Good Bar, I like those. It's just an old-fashioned Hershey bar too.
Oh yeah, love it.
And Rolos. I like Rolos too. You like Rolos?
Oh, Rolos are very fun. You know my favorite is?
What's that?
Zagnut.
Zagnut?
Like a Butterfinger, but it's got like coconut on the outside.
Oh, I love Zagnut. I love Zagnuts.
Oh, so good. You know what's health food to me? Payday. That's like there's no chocolate. I feel good about myself. Man.
A payday is health food. I've always said it, and I don't.
Salad. It's a salad.
It's basically a salad. It's peanuts, which are as healthy as it gets.
Yep.
Bonded together by a block of sugar.
Yep, and we need salt. There's lots of salt in there.
We need that salt. That salt is crucial to living.
Yep.
I don't even know why why do they sell it in the candy section of the like a 7-Eleven has it with all the other candy bars. They should have they should be with those to-go salads.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Hey, I came up with the coolest Halloween name, and I wanted to know if you knew anyone in the entertainment industry, so I could get it to The Simpsons in time for their Halloween issue.
The Halloween issue of The Simpsons. What is it?
Yeah.
There's some people who might hear it, so yeah. What is it?
Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore. Is it like Drew Barrymore? Drew, gotcha. And that's a good one. That'd be a good one.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome, officer.
Oh no.
Why? What is this? What is wrong?
Oh no.
What's wrong?
I guess what they say about the best show being the favorite podcast of Newbridge's most powerful, and some might say unhinged, crime fighter is true.
Why? What's going on?
Well, oh man. Commandant Harrops must have heard us gabbing, and he just pulled up behind my prowler.
Okay.
Yeah, well, he's a very private man, and he's about his professional life and his personal life, and he doesn't like people talking about him. And He told the whole department that if he heard anyone talking about him, he'd bust us down to gunless beat cops and assign us to the midnight to 7 a.m. shift on Violence Avenue over there in Troublebridge.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. You do not want to end up there, Tim. That's a terrible area.
Tom, no, that sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. He has his taser in his hand.
Okay.
Oh no! Oh no! Wait, it's not his taser. It's his cell phone. Oh. See,
well, that's a
he
relief.
locks himself out of his cell. Yeah, he locks himself out of his cell phone. But he gets so mad, he starts like smashing it and stuff. And he must have locked himself out tonight. And he probably found me because I'm the only one that can kind of unlock it for him. It happens pretty much every other day. So, oh my God, crisis averted, I guess.
That's a big one. Yeah.
Hang on. Oh, no, wait, he was listening.
Wait, what is that? Officer? Officer, hello? Officer, hello? Oh, that does not sound good. Oh, no.